Hello everyone, welcome back to A Hare Over Hill. I'm Hare. Today, as the title suggests, we are approaching the timeless format again on Magic the Gathering Arena, and today I am bringing you an oddity, but one that I've possibly been wanting to build for years, been trying to do in Modern, but either haven't had the cards or the time to do it. But it is a what I'm calling it is a Gideon tribal deck, but a Gideon control. Really, ever since the release of Mark's Amber and Gideon of the Trials, it's like, oh yeah, I'm wanting to do a tempo deck. Um, that really the center of the deck is really like trying to get out as many Gideons as possible, um, and more or less uh, having the use the last zero ability with that emblem to oh yeah, I'm not gonna lose because I have at least one Gideon on the field, and then just yeah, I have so many Gideons that I can't lose. Uh, Most of the deck is pretty self-explanatory. It is either a boatload of Gideons, Gideon of the Trial, the big centerpiece of the deck, Gideon Blackblade, a, a large beefcake on himself during my turn, or just oh yeah, give you some Vigilance, Lifelink, or Indestructible, or okay, exile something else for the turn. Um, then it's the 3 Gideon ally of Zendikar. It's either create a knight, create an emblem that boosts all my ice stuff, or create turn him into a big buff boy. Um, though I am seeing that I had an idea for a fight. What I slight adjustment to the land base, but then most of the rest of this is supporting or denial. Um, I have the 4 Kithians for another Gideon, just saying, like that that creature has to attack while my Gideons adjust attacks, give something indestructible, uh, or making him a big buff boy. Yeah, um, and plus it's a one drop combined with the Mark's Amber. It can really speed up a lot of my things. Uh, and one I have so many one drops is that Mark's Amber allows me to go uh, like planes into Kithian and play the Mark's Amber and keep up something like Mana Tithe or Swords, or play out the Legion's Landing, or it's don't play it turn 1, play it turn 2, so I could play a second land and play out something like Gideon of the Triers or Gideon Blackblade. Um, the Legion Landing, there's a token sub theme with this, plus with the land base really. Yeah, it's 22 lands and being supported by a shrine. Getting to some of these higher mana values isn't that hard, but it's a mana sink late game. It comes with tokens, and it potentially being the 23rd and 24th land can be very important. Uh, Temple control through Mana Tides and Swords to Plowshares. The I've originally this was that legendary dog for one, but this actually makes a little bit more sense in the deck in that it's either I can give some instant speed but hexproof, or hey, I want my Gideon ally of Zendikar to actually get through. Okay, activate Eve and make sure I can get through. Uh, Ajani, admittedly, he's really good. Yeah, I really don't get the zero ability about pinging something. Yeah, I don't have any other red permanents in the deck, but all the additional values that I can get off of him is actually quite useful. Um, 2 Oath of Gideons, mostly so I can boost, like, oh look, I plus play out Gideon, ally of Zendikar, minus for him, and oh look, he's sticking around. It's the additional small health plus the 2 core allies that are useful. Search for Glory, it is just grabbing almost, weirdly enough, because it's searching for a legendary card, it's like, oh look, legendary, 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 legendary. It so legendary. It searches not legendary, but the West Vale, but it's legendary. Search for Glory searches for so many cards, and while I'm playing the snow-covered plains, randomly gaining 3 life is impressive. Just like the random 3 life can be useful at times. Thalia, slow down the opponents. Yeah, this should be maybe the other Thalia, but that, weirdly enough, affects the core of a majority of my deck. Uh, most of the side is most of the main is in Iganjo, snow-covered plains, 2 Westvale Abbeys, like Iganjo for more control options, uh, plains is mono white, Westvale. Uh, oh, I forgot the Anointed Possession. Yeah, but here's the thing: I might bring this down to 1, mostly on the fact of, like, oh look, I create creates a token, uh, creates 2 tokens, creates a token, uh, creates a token, and it, like, randomly creating tokens and double so with the anointed. I can just randomly get a 9/7 with a bunch of a giant 9/7 with a bunch of useful keywords is always going to be nice. Yeah, I should maybe have it at 2, but it's one of those like mixed bags kind of thing. Flooded Strand to grab uh, the snow-covered forests. 4 ghost quarters, mostly to deal with lands. Yeah, I should probably do Field of Ruin, but I'm finding that I personally prefer ghost quarters because half the time it's like, oh, I would rather the mana go somewhere else, and nick those shrine to nicks. Again, the core, like the overall CMC is 1.9. I have a lot of 1 drops. Yeah, a lot of 3 drops. Um, but hitting this isn't necessary. But in some turns, this can be a huge impact of getting me uh, forcing into some of the late game. A big swings of push. But what I am most likely going to do is drop one, and weirdly enough, what I want to adjust here is two Khan's Bastion. This might seem odd in this deck, but the additional proliferation of everything is going to be useful, and definitely getting into the late game. Um, just the being able to uh, activate the -4 on Gideon multiple times potentially, or getting the Gideon Black Blades -6 activated again, and for them all to be surviving is going to be fairly important for me. Should I do more with proliferation? Maybe so, but I am finding that uh, I don't need to really push the proliferation. like, as long as I can keep them out, and with the control options I already have in the deck, like it's already a crap shot. Adding in more proliferation actually doesn't help all that much. But let's get into an actual game. Again, mostly designed this for best of one. That's why I don't really have a sideboard, but more proliferation in the sideboard could be useful. Definitely if you start throwing in red. But okay. So this is not the best hand, but I think it's keepable. As soon as I grab the odd, and this is what I mean. It's flooded strand. Like why I love Mount Octambo instead. Because it allows me to go Kithian, Mox into Mox Amble, into the school hive, and turn 1 this, and turn 3 play the Gideon, have an untapped island, or play the planes, play out the Gideon or the Oath of Gideon, and uh, I'm already accelerating a whole lot more than I would have prior. Yeah, I'm gonna play out the Oath of Gideon. Next on is... Yeah, I really can't. I'm gonna pay the 2 life protection from hexproof from white. Take action, play. And this is why I really like including the scribe again, and probably why I should put in more proliferation. It's the random, like, oh yeah, I won due to toxic, and could be a nice alternative win con kind of situation. And granted, the Mox Ambo is one of those situations that it's great early game, it somewhat dies out in the late game. Granted, they are, because of that double path, they are really accelerating. A flooded strand. Grab another. Play out Gideon. Seal
Your weapons won't help you win. You cannot win.
I'm gonna do the Gideon Ally of Zendikar pass. And just randomly gaining 2 life there with all the like pings that I've taken has been actually quite nice. Granted, I would not really play more than 1, but that's a me thing more than anything else. All for the trade. Play out the Westvale Abbey, play out Gideon. And this is why I like...
I am here to aid in the assault. Fight for
Travis
justice.
Willingham. Like, so I had it pointed out to me once, and it's like, now I can't not.
Not on my watch.
Attack. And next turn I might mine it. Probably should have done it this turn, but I wanted the Night Protection. But I'm probably gonna -4 him next turn. Grabbing out the Anthem effect. Okay. But yeah, you start seeing the idea. At this point, I'm like against a tempo deck, it's like I can start out valuing at things because I just control permanents. It's a tempo deck that relies on permanents being on the field. Thusly, you're able to maintain a lot more of the tempo control that you had slash currently have. So that's why I personally enjoy it. Okay, and I'll catch you all in just a moment when we get into game number 2. And here we go. This is a hand that I am actively saying all the way. This is a risky hand, but I'm gonna shuffle away the Gideon, the ally Gideon. Hit the flooded strand. Oh, grief. Okay. That seems like a slightly odd choice, but okay. And tracking the land now. Oh, reanimate. Okay. That makes more sense, yeah. Take the Thalia, flooded strand. And this might be a situation that they've been ripping so hard out my hand. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a situation that's like, I'm losing everything that I act. Like, like almost anyone else, it's like, oh, it sucks that like, yeah, I have no way of recovering. I have really no card draw in the entire deck. But yeah, let's actually get in one more game. I actually didn't like this is like a mono white super fence deck. I actually recently did an Azorius super fence deck um, about a week ago as of release. I'll link it down below, along with an updated version of that Azorius super fence control, which should have released this week. Also linked down below. So yeah, let's get into the next game. I think I can actually make this work. It's probably gonna be the flooded strand into the Legion's landing, forced off. Like unless I randomly get into the Mark's amber, in which it would be flooded strand into Squifula. But I'm gonna go into the. That was assuming I was going second. Flooded strand into the Legion's land. Okay, the vampire, the vampire. Mark's amber. Attack for 1. And the Taunt. Next turn I can definitely I'm gonna do the Oath of Gideon. Okay, the 2 there. Attack, give them. At this point I can still. Okay, oh, it's a. Okay. Oh, it's one of. Yeah, I played this one deck once, and it's just. I think the whole idea is just like going through the entire deck. I've played through this once before, and it's just like drawing out the entire deck. But I'm wanting to actually see what the end section is, because like you have to draw a card. It's not a main trigger, so you have to draw. Did they I'm really wondering what, like, how do you actually win? Because yeah, you get a huge thing, but I'm just like, I'm legitimately like, how does this deck win? Because I would understand if it was like, oh yeah, Impact Tremors plus Field of Ruin with this guy combo, but like, oh yeah, I would have been dead by now. Okay, get all they get as many of these as possible. Oh, you may put a land into play. Yeah, that is like I'm forgetting about. I don't know why I forgot about like that as a win condition. But yeah, if I actually had the mana type, that wouldn't have actually happened. So yeah, it sometimes random combo deck. But yeah, that last game was not the best representation of how like the timeless, but how like the last two matches just were not good examples. Like well, one my hand was ripped, and then the other one tone 3 combo, I win. It's like okay, but yeah, tone the first game was definitely a better representation. This one, the last two, it's either I had nothing, thusly I couldn't represent the deck properly, even if it was a loose condition. The other one was, oh, I could have maybe went somewhere and maybe had a good showing, but combo wins. But yeah, tell me about your thoughts about this deck down below. Have you tried any like a Oops All Gideon or an Oops All like Planeswalker deck? No, let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you around, folks.